right, another big story we are keeping you guys on top of. You know that the trial resumes right now. They're actually in court as we speak for the father of the accused school shooter from Barrow County. So this is day 3, I believe, of the trial for Colin Gray. That's his name. That's the man you're looking at there on your screen. He's the father, the dad of the accused Apalachee high school shooter. Now, in case you guys are new here, Colin Gray is facing nearly 30 charges, and that includes second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. If he is convicted, he could face up to 180 years in prison. So yesterday we heard testimony from dozens of students who witnessed or were direct victims of the shooting. You know, that shooting claimed the lives of 2 students and 2 teachers. And guys, it got heavy. There were tears from quite a few of the people that we got to hear from. Today, testimony began around 9 a.m. and it started off with a school resource officer who says that he helped take down Colt Gray, the accused school shooter. So let's listen into what he had to say together.
Once we got to this T intersection, there was a slight pause as we're listening because there was a brief moment where we didn't hear gunfire. And so we're trying to orient and see which direction to go because, again, you have 2 options. Then we round the corner, and when we make the turn and turn right down the hall, Deputy King and I are presented with a lot of smoke and dust in the hallway. The concussion from the AR firing and the drop ceiling, as best as I can understand, I'm not an engineer or anything like that, but the dust and everything shook down, making it very hard to see. All I could make out was a dark or black silhouette in the smoke toward the end of the hall. It's actually, he was backlit. This exterior door here, you had sunlight coming in. We're down here when we first make the turn, and we end up making contact with him around in here where these bathrooms are. As we're coming down through here, I want to say somewhere in here, one of the victims was laying in the hallway. Because of the smoke and the dust and everything, I initially thought it was a duffel bag until I got close enough. Once we got pretty close to Colt, we were able to see that he was a student. The AR was down in front of him. He was compliant. We were able to get him down while Deputy King covered him with lethal cover. I proceeded to handcuff him and do a search and pat down for weapons and anything else. While doing that, I was able to take multiple full magazines for the AR-15 out of his pockets and kind of secure those out of the way.
All right, so now you might be asking yourself, if we are in the trial for the father of the accused school shooter and he is not the shooter himself, why are we hearing so much testimony about the incident that happened there at Apalachee High School? Well, they're trying to prove, at least the prosecutors are trying to prove, that the father had knowledge that his son had some difficulties, some mental health issues, and did not do what he needed to do as a parent to make sure that he didn't go forward and harm anybody else. They also suggest that that weapon that the officer was just telling you he took away from Colt Gray, they say that that father gave it to his son as a present for Christmas, and this was after he quote-unquote already knew that his son was experiencing some issues in which he had the capabilities to harm other people. So we are continuing to stream that for you guys, and we're doing this every single day. So if you missed any day, you can go back on our YouTube channel, watch it back, and remember, we here at Fox 5, we're not showing the faces of any of our juvenile victims. If you happen to be watching, you'll notice that we'll show maybe like their neckline down. We will also not name any of the juvenile victims who do decide to testify during this court case. This is not just because of their age, but also because of the sensitivity of the content there.